Welcome back, and it's me, Streaky, and I've literally just destroyed my whole room, as you can see. But on the plus side, Teglia Audio have sent me a new bit of kit, but let's leave that for later. The whole reason I've done this is because I've got this rack. It usually sits behind me here, as you can see. That's normally where I have my camera that you see. I wanted to move it in front of me because I've got another rack coming so that you can see all this kit that I've got. So the plan of action is this. So we need to get all of this gear into here. Now it won't all fit in here because I need to get another one of these for the other side. But for today, I need to get all my main gear into this rack. So first things first is the power supply. This is a Isotech substation which comes from the main power, and this feeds the distribution power that I've got. So the substation feeds this distribution box, which is essentially, for you geekies out there, it's a Starpoint mains distribution system, which basically means, and what you need to think about when you've got your studio at home, is keeping your earth really clean. So what this does is it puts all of the earths on a separate bus, so they're all on the same bus as each other, and then these are on different bars. You're gonna have to look out if you want to get really geeky. And then also you want some really nice high-end cables, because you really want clean earth. Go into any analog equipment, so you spend loads of money on analog equipment, you want it to have the cleanest, sweetest power possible. Now these are mega expensive. They're about, well, originally when you bought them, they're about £200 half a meter. But little tip for you, I always find these on eBay really cheap, so they end up being about £50 a lead. Now I know that still sounds expensive, but if you haven't got loads of them, you don't need loads of them. Just getting a really good quality power cable does make a really nice difference. So yeah, that's what you need, good power and good earth. But more importantly, let's get some lunch. Right, so power is in. The power supply I showed you earlier is in, and now I'm just sorting out all the power going into. This is like all the stuff in the middle is like Trinov computers. My Hilo I only use for digital in and out, so that can stay in the middle. And my UAD stuff, yeah. So everything in the middle is kind of the heart of it, the computer and all that kind of caper. So because I'm hybrid, which means I'm in the box, as in plugins, and I use loads of different hardware bits, I need to set this up. Now the problem that I've got, which I'm trying to work out, is I've got this box is like this is called a dangerous liaison, and what it is, it's kind of like selecting your plugins, but it selects hardware. So you go in and out of it with cables, and then I can select which one I turn on and listen to at different times, and it can do some other stuff like flip them around and do parallel processing and all kinds of crazy things. But that basically is the heart of the system. Cables like this go from, say, for instance, that EQ into the back and out the back. And the thing is, when you're in the analog world, you want to keep cables that go in and out of equipment super short, because the longer they are, the more noise they're going to get, and they just sound better shorter, and they're expensive, so you don't want to use too much length. So with this dangerous liaison being the kind of main place I want to poke in and out, that needs to be in here quite high, but this has to plug into these converters, these to convert the signal from digital to analog, and so that needs to go in and out. So they all need to be together, which obviously then doesn't leave me a lot of space for the gear, and this gear has to be near here because it has to go in and out with some short cables. Now I'm also going to have to throw cables over there, which goes against my whole rules of longer cables, but what I'll do is I'll just throw a pair of cables to that rack, and that rack will have kind of secondary gear in it that I don't use all the time, so I can switch it in if I want, and then I can sort of play with that, and it will just have kind of like some tube stuff or things that I don't always need. This kind of stuff, the Maselect gear, is stuff I use like on everything. So that's why this will stay here. But then obviously I'm taking up loads of space here, and there needs to be gaps because everything gets really hot. The joys of analog. So all day long later, I'm absolutely shattered. I'm still going. It's 5 o'clock. We've got to get this video out by 6. So we're nearly there. But as you can see, I just thought I'd show you the back. So I'm trying to keep all of these mains cables so they're all nicely together. You can see they're all pretty good. I'll cable tie, yeah. Thanks. I'll cable tie them. So I'll cable tie them together so all the mains are away from all of these like really nice cables. But you need tons and tons of these when you're going in and out of all the kit into the back of this liaison. But yeah, getting there, and then I'm not even going to bother trying to do the other side today. I'm just going to get this side done because I've still got about 10 tracks to master because I haven't mastered any tracks today, and I've got loads of other stuff to do as well. It's horrendous. What was I thinking to even start this? So I finally finished it. What an absolute mare. It's 6 o'clock, so we haven't hit our deadline for getting this out, but that'll be out in half an hour or an hour or something. But I finally got all the stuff done. I've still got about 10 tracks to master, so I'm shattered Friday night. Not what you need. What was I thinking? But I hope you've got something out of it. I hope that you've learnt something. Probably not to buy any analog equipment ever. It's looking quite cool though. I'm loving it that I've got all my gear next to me. This is looking a little bit shab, but new desks coming through there, so it'll look the same as that. So I can then actually get on with doing my job of mastering music for people. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to like the video. If you like these kind of videos, then I'll do more of them. Let me know in the comments if you want more vloggy stuff. See you next time. I'm getting on with some work. Goodbye.